Loneliness is the hidden epidemic of our time. Study after study now confirms that more people than ever, in the most connected era in human history, feel profoundly, devastatingly alone. Surrounded by people, but unseen. Online constantly, but genuinely known by no one. Going through the motions of social life while carrying an ache inside that never quite goes away. If this is you, if you know this feeling from the inside, I need you to hear what Buddha had to say about it, because it is the most honest, most compassionate, and most practically useful thing ever said on this subject. The first thing Buddha would tell you is that loneliness is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a signal. Like pain in the body, loneliness is not the problem. It is the symptom pointing to the problem. And the problem it is pointing to is almost never the absence of people. It is the absence of genuine connection. And genuine connection, Buddha was very clear about this, begins not between two people, but within one person, within you. Here is what he meant. Most people who feel chronically lonely are disconnected, not primarily from other people, but from themselves. They do not know who they actually are beneath the roles they play. They have never sat quietly with their own thoughts without distraction. They have never honestly examined what they value, what they fear, what they need, what brings them genuine alive. They are strangers to themselves, and you cannot genuinely connect with another person from that place, because genuine connection requires two people who are actually present. And you cannot be present for someone else when you are absent from yourself. The first and most important practice Buddha prescribed for loneliness is therefore solitude. Deliberate, chosen, embraced solitude. Not the loneliness that is imposed on you by circumstances, but the solitude you choose because you understand that it is where the most important relationship of your life is built. The relationship with yourself. Spend time alone every day without distraction. Walk alone, sit alone. Eat one meal alone in complete silence. Journal, meditate. Learn who you actually are when no one is watching and nothing is performing. This practice, consistently held, builds an internal companionship that makes you genuinely less lonely even when you are physically alone. The second thing Buddha observed about loneliness is that it is almost always accompanied by a specific kind of fear. The fear of being truly seen and found lacking. The fear that if people really knew you, the unfiltered, unperformed, genuinely human you, they would leave. This fear drives most people into one of two equally isolating patterns. Either they hide behind masks, presenting a curated, acceptable version of themselves that gets social approval but never genuine intimacy, or they withdraw entirely, deciding that the risk of being seen and rejected is greater than the pain of never being known. Buddha's response to this fear was radical. He said, "The greatest act of courage in human life is allowing yourself to be truly seen, not your highlight reel, not your achievements, not the version of you that has everything together, the version that is uncertain, the version that struggles, the version that has not figured it all out yet. That version, the real one, is the only version capable of genuine connection, because genuine connection is not built on perfection. It is built on shared humanity, and shared humanity requires the vulnerability of showing your actual human self. The third teaching is about the quality versus quantity of connection. Buddha never emphasized having many relationships. He emphasized having genuine ones. One person who truly knows you and truly accepts you is worth more to your sense of belonging and your mental health than 1,000 acquaintances who only know your surface. And that one genuine relationship begins with you being willing to be known. Genuinely, honestly, completely known. Stop performing. Stop managing impressions. Stop being so carefully edited. The people worth having in your life will meet your realness with their own. And that meeting, that moment of genuine recognition between two real human beings, is the most powerful antidote to loneliness that exists. The fourth teaching addresses something that most conversations about loneliness never touch: the loneliness that exists within relationships. The person who has a partner but feels completely unseen. The person surrounded by family but utterly unknown. The person with a full social calendar who comes home every night and cries. This loneliness, the loneliness inside connection, is often more painful than the loneliness of solitude, because it carries with it the specific grief of being right next to someone and still being alone. Buddha said this loneliness has only one cure: honest communication, the willingness to say, "I feel unseen, I feel unknown. I need more from this relationship than it is currently giving me." This conversation is terrifying. It requires vulnerability. It risks rejection and disappointment. But it is the only path to the deeper connection you are actually longing for. Relationships do not become more intimate by accident. They become more intimate when two people are brave enough to ask for what they actually need. And the final teaching, the one that ties everything together, is Buddha's most counterintuitive insight on loneliness. He said, "Learn to enjoy your own company. Truly enjoy it. Not tolerate it. Not survive it. Enjoy it." Because the person who genuinely enjoys being with themselves brings something completely different into every relationship they enter. They are not there out of desperation. They are not trying to fill a void. They are there because they choose to be, from a place of wholeness rather than need. And that quality of presence, the presence of someone who is whole rather than searching, is magnetic. It is the foundation of every truly nourishing relationship. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not fundamentally unlovable. You are a human being in the process of learning the most important lesson of being human: how to be genuinely present with yourself so that you can be genuinely present with others. That lesson takes time, it takes patience, it takes the courage to sit in the discomfort of solitude until it transforms into something you did not expect: peace, self-knowledge, and eventually, a loneliness that heals not because more people arrived, but because you finally arrived. To yourself. Save this for the nights that feel the loneliest. Share it with someone who you know is carrying this quietly. And subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every single day we show up with the wisdom that reminds you that you were never as alone as you thought you were, and you never will be again.